Why would you even bother implementing offline mode in your mobile application? Well, there are cases in which offline functionalities do make a difference. Let's take a closer look at one of them. I'm Aleksandra, Senior Content Marketing Specialist at Merixstudio, and this is how we do it. In this series, we present you with specific design and development challenges and explain how we deal with them at Merixstudio. Every case discussed here is based on our own experience and projects we've worked on so far. This episode will focus on an example of a fleet management software created for a US-based company. The application helps fleet managers organize all the claim-related information. Drivers use it on a daily basis as well. Before hitting the road, they perform routine vehicle inspections by filling out the forms within the application. The key features are related to reporting an accident and filling out the insurance form. And that's where the main challenge arises. The lack of network coverage is a common problem for drivers on the road. That's why implementing a functional offline mode is key for business operations in this very case. What offline features are essential here? How to implement them to ensure seamless app operation and high usability. See how we do it at Merixstudio. Let me quickly cover the main challenges related to the implementation of the offline mode. First of all, driver needs to log into the application. That's no big deal when the connection is good, right? But when it's not, well, just imagine a situation when the user needs to fill out the form and finds out they've been logged out of the application. We can't let that happen, can we? Secondly, we need to find a perfect solution for data synchronization. Let me describe to you yet another driver's nightmare. Imagine an accident happened in the middle of nowhere. The driver fills out the insurance form, answers all the questions, uploads pictures and so on. The entire process takes over half an hour, and that's a lot of time. When the driver is about to send the information to the fleet manager, the bad internet connection crashes the application. The entire form needs to be filled out again from scratch. Frustrating, isn't it? Let me go on with yet another challenge. By now, you know that drivers not only describe the situation, but also attach photos. Uploading a large file may take ages, however, compressing it is not always the best idea either. When you need to prove some damage, having a good quality photo at hand may be a deal breaker. And lastly, we need to solve the location-related issues. When an accident happens, we need to collect accurate data about its location. Of course, this can be fixed later on, but the more accurate data the driver sends at the scene of the accident, the better for the insurance company. Okay, so let's start addressing these challenges one by one. Paweł, our senior mobile developer and engineering manager, will help me explain all the technicalities. So Paweł, what can we do about the process of logging in?
We have a few options here. The easiest one is to set a long expiration time for an access token. It basically means that the user will be logged in for a very long time. But this solution won't do in all cases. Certainly not in those where sensitive data is stored in the application and we have to make the user authenticate each time, for example via a PIN code or biometric data like face recognition. In this case, sensitive insurance data is stored in the application, so we decide to protect it with a PIN code. We decide on this solution to make sure it will work well on all devices.
Okay, and how about synchronization? How to avoid failure in filling out and sending the insurance form?
In this case, we enable the user to access and fill out the form without an internet connection. All the data the user provides is stored locally on the device. Then, when the internet connection is stable, or more preferable, when the user is connected to the Wi-Fi, the data is synchronized and sent to the server. We also introduce here some important features that improve the app usability. First of all, we let the user decide whether the photos or videos attached will be compressed or not. Images can be saved as JPEG or JPEG 2000 files. Following the MVP release, we can simplify the structure of the data sent to the server and get rid of sending large JSON files. It will be useful when the app grows and the need for gathering much more data is more burning, for example, numerous GPS information. Secondly, we can implement a solution that will convert speech to text. This feature will save drivers a lot of time. Certain transcription errors that may occur will not be a big problem. The completed form is still being checked by the fleet operator before it is sent to the insurance agency.
Let's move on to the last solution. How are we going to solve the problem of sending the location without the internet access?
Here we'll also have different solutions to choose from. Firstly, we can decide on integration with a third-party company that will provide us with telemetry monitoring. This is what we'll do in the project in question, as we believe this data will be the most accurate. But we could do it in a simple way. We could track the GPS location and send it in the case of an accident. Another solution is related to data synchronization, but implemented in a different way that I've mentioned before. In this case, the app would run in the background and launch at a certain time, for example every hour, and then sync your data and location. In this case, when the internet connection is low, it's crucial to properly prepare the data structure to keep it as light as possible.
Thank you, Paweł, for making the introduction of the offline mode sound like a breeze. Now you should be ready to make your mobile application work both online and offline. Thank you for joining us today, and don't forget to check out the rest of our content devoted to mobile app development.